that you promised Tin Man, and the courage that you promised Cowardly Lion.
Well, I'm Scarecrow. Why, anybody can have a brain. That's a very mediocre commodity. Every pusillanimous creature that crawls on the earth or slinks through slimy seas has a brain. Back where I come from, we have universities, seats of great learning, where men go to become great thinkers. And when they come out, they think deep thoughts, and with no more brains than you have. But they have one thing you haven't got, a diploma. Therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Universitatis Comitiatum e Pluribus Unum, I hereby confer upon you the honorary degree of Ph.D.
Ph.D.?
That's Doctor of Thinkology.
Sum of the square roots of any two sides of an isosceles triangle is equal to the square root of the remaining side. Oh, joy! I got a brain!
Alright guys, so I just want to show it, like it's a little movie clip, Wizard of Oz. If you haven't seen it, it's a really good movie, but the funny thing about that is he actually says that wrong. When he says the sum of the squares of an isosceles triangle, it needs to be a right triangle. So, just thought that was funny. But that's why you should always know your math, because it'll help you in the long run. Alright, so today we're going to take a look at something kind of weird. This is super important, alright? This is very important because this is one of the most applicable things in this section. We're going to take a look at area of certain shapes. Okay, so on the front, I'm going to give you a bunch of formulas. Do not lose this. Do not lose paper. Okay? Do not lose this paper. Make sure you hang on to this. You need this, okay? Alright, here we go. A square. A square is when I have all four sides and all four angles the same. Alright? If I have a side length, the area of a square is just s squared. Side times side. Okay? Let's see if I can focus that a little bit better for you. That's nicer, I think. Okay. So, for a rectangle, we are looking at when you have opposite sides, congruent, all four right angles. Okay? You've got a length and you've got a width. The area of a rectangle is length times width. Okay? So pretty much these two, they kind of go hand in hand. I know I have s squared over here for the side because all the sides are the same. So like if this is 5, you just do 5 times 5. And these ones are just different numbers, but same idea. So here are my first two formulas. Cool. Triangle. Alright, so for my triangle, I've got a height, which goes straight up and down, and I've got a base. And the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Okay. Good. Alrighty, a parallelogram. This is my kind of slanted rectangle. So for this one, I need a height and I need a base. So my area is just base times height. Alright, so far what have we got here? Pretty much these three are basically the same. Base times height is the same, almost as length times width. It's just make sure that height is perpendicular, okay, straight up and down. That's important because there's going to be a few that try to trick you. Okay. Alright, the last three are a little different. My trapezoid is when I have my one pair of parallel sides. Alright, so we call these our bases. That's your base 1. This is your base 2. Alright, and then straight up and down is my height. So the formula for trapezoid is 1/2 height times base 1 plus base 2. Alright, take a look at these parentheses. They are important. You know, because you got to add them first. I guess a little side note over here too. W stands for width. L stands for length. S stands for side. Let's see. B stands for base. H stands for height. Okay. If anybody likes to have a little key over here. There you go. Alright. this is probably the trickiest one. The last two, they are almost identical. Actually, they are identical. So a rhombus, what you've got here, a rhombus is when all four sides are the same. This is known all the way across as D1. And this is known all the way across as D2. The D stands for diagonal. Alright. So my area formula is 1/2 D1 times D2. Okay, it's the full length. The full length. That's important because it's going to come up real soon. A kite is the exact same formula, but just a little different shape. So here's my kite. Alright, I still have my D1. I still have the D2, which again is the full length across. The area formula is 1/2 D1 times D2. Alright, so here's the deal. You are allowed to use this. We're having a project soon where you need to figure out your area formulas. You need these formulas. Make sure you have these copied down. You need your own copy. Okay? Now, on the back, we're going to do a few problems together. It says be sure to include units. Typically, if they give you in a problem like inches, feet, meters, whatever, for all these problems, there's like nothing written, so we're going to just write down the word unit. What shape is this? This is a rectangle. Okay, so rectangle. So I come over here. Rectangle. Area equals length times width. Okay, there's my L. There's my W. It's nice to label things. Area equals 9 times 3. So I'm looking at 27 units. Now, when you're talking about area, it needs to be squared. Alright? Units are always squared for area. Okay? Make sure you got that included in there. That's important. That's points that you need to have. Make sure you have. Whether it's my class, whether it's next year's class, whether it's the SAT, ACT, or it's a Keystone, you need to include units. Okay? What shape is this? This is a triangle. Okay? So I come over here, triangle. Okay, I'm using my chart. 1/2 base times height. Alright, here's my base. Here's my height. So we're looking at 1/2, 7 times 6. Okay. You may gladly use a calculator, but here's a mental math trick. What is 1/2 times 6? 3. 3 times 7. 21 units squared. We box off our answer. Very nice. Okay, cruising right along. Pick out your shape. All my sides are parallel. Parallelogram. Alright. I know you might know these shapes, but it's good to get in the habit of labeling them. Over here, parallelogram. Area equals base times height. Alright, so what's my base? Well, my base is 12. My height is 6. Okay, 12 times 6. 72 units squared. Alright, we are moving right along. We're doing a nice job. Okay, this next one, much the same. This is a triangle. This is going to follow the same pattern. So here's my triangle. I'm looking for my formula. Let's use our previous problem to help us out. Area equals 1/2 base times height. Okay, so my base is 14. My height is 5. I'm looking at 1/2 14 times 5. I'm going to use a mental math trick. What is 1/2 times 14? 7. 7 times 5, 35. Cool. Okay. The reason I do that too is if you try to do 14 times 5 first, you're going to have to get 70, then do divide by 2. It's easier to work with smaller numbers. Here we're looking at all sides are parallel again, so this is a parallelogram. Okay, so area equals base times height, right up here. Okay, my previous problem. My base is 11, my height is 9. Alright, so we're looking at 90 9 units squared. And we're still always making sure that we have the correct units. Okay, here's our first curveball. I only have one pair of parallel sides, or opposite sides parallel. So this is a trapezoid. Alright, so let's label everything correctly. First off, I come over here, trapezoid. My parallel sides are my B1 and B2. The distance across them is my height. Here's my formula. So I'm going to copy that down. Area equals 1/2 height times base 1 plus base 2. The parallel sides are my B1 and B2. The distance in the middle is height. So we're looking at 1/2. My height is 10. My bases are 15 plus 7. Make sure, order of operations, you add them together first. 1/2 times 10, 22. Half of 22 is 11. 11 times 10, 110 units squared. Awesome. Alright, awesome. Last three. This shape. Okay, so I've got one pair of congruent sides next to each other and another pair right there. It's like a diamond pulled down. This is actually going to be a kite. Okay, so if I come over here, the area of a kite is 1/2 D1 times D2. Alright, this is the tricky one. It's not that tricky once you get the pattern down. Alright, your diagonal is the full length across. So, guys, think about this with me, okay? The full length across is 4 plus 4, which is 8. The full length up and down is 4 plus 8, which is 12. Okay? I know it can be a little tricky, but how did I get D1? It was 4 plus 8. How did I get D2? It was 4 plus 4. Alright, half of 12 is 6. 6 times 8 is 48 units squared. Awesome. Okay, last two. This, all four sides, all four angles are the same. This is a square. Alright, so if I come over here, the area of a square is side squared. So I know area equals S squared. There's my S. Area equals 8 squared. Area equals 64 units squared. Alright, my last shape here. Now I know this is kind of goofy looking, but it's basically the same shape as number 6, but it's just turned on its side. So this, because I have one pair of sides parallel, is another trapezoid. Okay, here's my formula. Area equals 1/2 height, base 1 plus base 2. Again, the parallel sides are my bases. Alright, how did I do that? Well, I just looked off my previous problem. The distance between them is my height. So my height is 6. My B1 and B2 are 12 plus 8. Add them together. 1/2, 6 times 20. Half of 20 is 10. 10 times 6 is 60. Alright guys, awesome work. Good job. Keep up the good work. And as always, good luck. We're all counting on you.